Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Masedi Lily, and if you're my returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. I just wanted to thank you guys for the support and the love and your comments. I'm so much grateful. The numbers are going up, we are growing, and I'm so much grateful. It's because of you guys. And yeah, let's keep on growing. Let's keep on growing. Ne? So just to show an appreciation to you guys, I just wanted to answer some few questions. I have a Q&A written in my diary, and I'll be looking down when asking the questions. As always, some of them I took them from the internet, and some I took them from like people who are close to me and who have been asking me these questions. And I am so much honored to share this on my channel. Yeah, so let's get to it, guys. Still looking for the questions. Gonna come back. Okay, so it was in my other diary. The questions were in my other diary, and yeah, I found them, and we're just going to discuss them. Hey, I guess everyone, this hairstyle. It's not. It's not as planned. But let me just try and yeah, probably do it like this. Yeah, I think that will be best. Not as planned, but yeah. Okay. So the first question is, what is the weirdest dream you've ever had? So my weirdest dream I've ever had was uh, when I dreamt of myself sleeping with someone I used to work for. So this person was pursuing me, was just asking me out and everything, and I had the weirdest dream ever, and I slept with him. Ne? And then after some time after some time of sleeping with him, in the dream it was like after a few days. In the dream, guys, it was like after a few days, what happened was ke mmona as yanong o na to this person, and then the to in a form of snake. Yo guys, that was the scariest dream, and it was very weird because this person was asking me out, and I was working for him rekisa makwenya, and siyaqhamuka emaphupheni, and they appear as snakes, they appear as something else. So it was very scary. It was very scary, and it was very weird to dream of such a thing because I didn't even have any ideas of some kind of me like being interested in that guy, in that ntate, in fact kintate. Yeah, so that was the weirdest dream I've ever had. So the second question is, if you could travel to any year in a time machine, what year would you choose and why? So the year that I would choose is 2013, when my grandfather passed away. And obviously as a child growing up, I used to like strata. So that night when my grandfather passed away, we had an argument about this thing as strata, and I came late at home and he didn't like it, and we started having like a fire, a whole anchika and stuff. So I would really like to return that day and make it a day of peace, a peaceful day for my grandfather's passing. And yeah, a tsamaya sharp, a ska tsamaya a nagana gore yo mastrata o senang future, those kind of things. So if any year I could move back to is that year 2013, change the whole narrative of what happened that night, yeah. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? If I could change one thing about myself, it would be So here they didn't specify physically or spiritually or whatever. But if I can break it down, physically I could change my forehead because it's too flat, and I feel like with it nje in Xhosa tlhogo, it's something else. But I've learned to appreciate it. But if anything I could change, it's my forehead. And then spiritually is procrastinating in investing in my spiritual self, and emotionally is holding on to people who don't care about me, and me caring about them in such a sense of as if libona they are putting the effort, or the feeling is mutual. So I would really like to change those things in my life, or if possible the two things, which is the spiritual aspect and the emotional aspect. So those two I would really like, I'm working on those. But the physical aspect is me accepting myself as I am, and growing in my self-confidence. And yeah. The fourth question is, if you could have dinner with a famous person, living or dead, who could you choose? So they say living or dead, right? One person I could choose to sit with and have a conversation with and have a dinner, and the person is famous. Just now I've realized, man, is there's a lot of them there, but there's this guy, man, Nota. La Vida Nota. That guy, yo, I watched his podcast recently. So I liked the way he like informed, informed more. He was so informed. He had a lot of information, and I would like to sit with that person and have a conversation with those people, and obviously we don't have our sessions with that person. I just sit down and like discuss some of the things. Those kind of people. Gogo Skoteni, one of them. I would like to have, if one day I'm dreaming to have such things. Gogo Skoteni, and angithulele nje into zami sichenjane ngezinto, knowledge. You never know, maybe I might know something that maybe she didn't understand, or and then Justin Bieber. Oh, Justin Bieber has always been my, growing up, he was my crush for the longest time, guys. For the longest time, in such a way that when I had a crush on some other guy, I used to call him Justin Bieber. Imagine, ke bona Justin Bieber mo here. Imagine. So the fifth question: what is your favorite movie to watch over and over again? What is your favorite movie to watch over and over again? There's a lot, but I'll just mention one. Butcher. There's a movie called Butcher. It's a 2024 movie. Or like you guys say, it's very interesting. That movie is very interesting, and we've been watching it since we had it in our sticker. And then what's your favorite season of the year? My favorite season of the year, I guess it will have to be autumn, because then it's not too cold and it's not too hot. It's just in the middle, you can still style wobble. Yeah. So I don't like wearing like a lot of clothes. So autumn should do for me. Yeah, okay, autumn. Hey guys, ke tlhaka-tlhakane. But that one, when it's not too cold and it's not too hot. That one. So the following, what's your biggest fear? My biggest fear is darkness. My biggest fear is not making it in life. My biggest fear is like being, failing, proving those people vele basang rating, and those people who don't really see the good in me, see the good in my family, see me fail. I don't want to give a kaze, I don't want to give a tegise, and that could be my biggest fear actually, so yeah, that is my biggest fear. Not making it will just make a lot of people happy. So it's just that is my biggest fear, and not making it would just make my grandfather and Jay akwate. Sometimes I can feel his presence when I sometimes feel like giving up, and he will be hyping me up through his presence, through his spirit, and sometimes I dream of him, hyping me up. So it's like he's with me and he's looking up to me. So my biggest fear is failing and not making it, and then disappointing my grandfather. The most important person for me is my grandfather. What's the best advice you've ever received? The best advice I've ever received was Kena school. That was the best advice that I've ever received. That don't give up. We go to school. Even though those years, couple of years back, when I was still applying for school, varsity, things were not working out, and it felt like giving out. I felt like giving up, and everything was just mismatched. And a lot of things were not going right. So at that time, it was like, tswela pele mfethu, pusha, kena school, yeah. And then the other question is, what's a bad habit you had that you've been able to overcome? The bad habit that I had was there's a lot, but the bad habit that I had was missing. Okay, I'm thinking of one that might actually help someone. I thought maybe I should say this one, but there's this one that is popping up in my mind, so I'm gonna say it. Pornography was my biggest habit that I had. I used to watch pornography. Pornography used to give me a high self-esteem. It used to, boost me in a way. I don't know. It sounds weird, but yeah, it used to do that. So yeah, I overcame that because now I didn't get like help in such videos for my self-esteem. Wow, I get. Yeah, so that was my habit of watching like pornography and isolating myself from a lot of people because of that, because I used to spend my whole life, those years back then. I used to spend it most of the time watching porn. So it was one of those things that gifted me a boost, those things that made me happy, but it wasn't normal. So I did really leave. I did really place aside that thing, and I'm living a normal life because that thing can make you live the weirdest life ever. What's your favorite food of all time? My favorite food of all time would be uputu namas. Barking, fine pap, barking das and amasi, and sour milk. What's your biggest regret? My biggest regret is falling pregnant for stupid guys, falling in love, for being in a relationship with someone that I saw hey, there were red flags, but I still stayed. Those are one of my biggest fears, to a point that I conceived for these fucking niggas. What's your favorite thing about myself? My favorite thing about myself is I can cry now and then in an hour time, or whenever, when I'm done crying, yay, ke tsoga mo le ke dasta, ke ba fresh, ke ba right, ke a kenella. That's the most favorite thing about myself. if you had to guess what people appreciate you the most, what would you say? I think the people appreciate me the most ka gore I listen to them, I'm there for them, and I go all out. I think and okay, I know, I believe, because those are some of the qualities that I think I have, and I think people have, and some people have said some few things about those things. Kana, I can listen to them, and then sometimes I don't give out advices. I just listen, and I'm just like, ish, mfethu. And then utlo etsa yang, and I just want to hear from you as a person, because sometimes really not everyone wants you to advise them and stuff, but just to listen and give them time to say whatever that they want to say. And I go all out for people. I go all out. Ke mo fa seatla, so wholeheartedly, guys. No, ke lebetse gore ne ke batla gore, what's your dream job? So my dream job actually is helping the kids, helping the mothers who are pregnant, helping the kids who are young and have been abandoned. My dream job would be taking care of mothers in their pregnancies, and I think the professional way to put it is through midwife. Ne? Yeah, midwife. Those midwives, they do that. They take care of the mother from the child swing to when the child is out, when they come for immunization, when they come for this and that. And that's taking care of kids basically, and taking care of their mothers as well. And what's your favorite sport to play and why? So cycling is my favorite sport. If you know me, you know that I've cycled before, and cycling really saved me from a lot of things. When I started cycling, I remember I was going through a rough patch. Ooh, a rough patch in my life. So going forward, I cycled, guys. I cycled to deal with a whole lot of things. So my bicycle Bukamoso was my favorite, and I named her Bukamoso because of, after getting her, I saw my life in a different perspective, and in a positive perspective. If you were an ice cream flavor, what would it be? I would be a chocolate and mint, topped with something. Let's see, if you had a kid, what would you name? At this point, because of the moment and we are in a committed relationship, I would name her Tandului too. Yeah, that's my favorite name, because love is not to be given up on like a child. You can't give up on your child, you can't throw the child away. And I think this relationship that I'm in now is basically explaining that uthando is something that you hold on to, you fix, you align with what you've the items in the list, in the bucket list, or whatever that you have. So you deal with those things, you align it, you grow in love. As much as a child, angeke umlahlele isandla, angeke umlahlele anyway. You can't throw a child away. You stick to your child, and you grow with your child. You learn, you do mistakes, you learn, you become a different person in that era of being a parent. So for me it will be Tandolwe too. And thank you so much guys for watching. I really did enjoy the questions and I'm so much grateful. Give it a thumbs up, like, comment, continue to subscribe, share my videos guys, and let's grow, man. Let's grow. I know at this point my quality is not as good, but I'm learning guys. This is a learning curve. I'm also learning. I'm also trying my best to give you guys content that is nice, and I'm also trying to also encourage those who might be thinking of like studying a content but doubting it, or going through, maybe I don't have a nice phone, I don't have blah blah blah. You start with what you have, man or woman. You start with what you have. Thank you so much guys. I love you so much, and keep well, keep encouraged, keep loving yourselves and appreciating those things that you think are a disadvantage. A disadvantage according to whose standards? According to the society standards. Our name. So I love you so much guys.